All right, so after washing your hands with soap and water, how do your hands feel? I bet they feel clean, don't they? When you sanitize, it's not the same. You still got a little bit of dirt. You still feel kind of the grime on them. Hand washing with soap and water is the correct way to keep germs from spreading versus just using hand sanitizer. There are many studies out there that provide enough evidence and proof why hand washing is the best way to prevent germs from spreading. Hand washing with soap is more effective than just using hand sanitizer. So I'm going to talk about how to properly wash your hands. What is the benefits of washing your hands? How some people believe that just washing your hands is better, or sorry, using hand sanitizer is better than washing your hands, and also the spread of germs. Hand washing is required in different career fields, and it's crucial because it prevents the spread of germs and bacteria in the work environment. Many people don't wash their hands properly and just believe that hand sanitizer will help the spread of germs because it contains alcohol. Here's the proper way of washing your hands. It's effortless. It takes 30 seconds out of your time, and I don't see why people wouldn't have the time to do it. So first thing, you want to rinse your hands and apply some antibacterial soap or regular soap, whichever one you prefer. You're gonna go ahead, lather your hands for about 20 seconds. Rinse both sides, and also don't forget to get under in between those fingernails because there'll be dirt, debris in there. So yeah, that's where all dirt be getting caught up. And after all that, go ahead and dry your hands with paper towel, or if you're in a public area or public restrooms, you can use the hand blower, and that'll be just fine. So learning how to wash your hands properly is not the only it's not the only thing you need to know. You need to know the benefits about proper hand washing versus just using hand sanitizer. So why is hand washing with soap and water the best way from spreading germs? So the CDC states that hand washing with soap and water is the best way from the spread of germs. Uh, by doing that, you're able to kill a bunch of microorganisms. Big one like E. coli, which nobody wants to spread of that. Could be deadly. And by washing your hands, you're avoiding some people. You're avoiding coming in contact with alcohol, which a lot of hand sanitizers contain. Another study that I found was graduates from the University of Maryland conducted a study and found that 60 to 90% of alcohol-based sanitizers uh, do kill germs, but it's not as good as washing your hands because you put a hand sanitizer in your hands and it's just all that material is still on your hands. It killed the bacteria, but it's still on there, so it's not as good as washing your hands. It did kill the microorganism or the germ that I spoke about earlier, E. coli, so that's a good thing. Um, uh, One of the big thing is if you don't have water and soap ready available, hand sanitizer you could it's an alternative. One of the downside of it is hand sanitizer has alcohol content, which I know some people their skin could react to it. Could be irritant to that, and their skin could react to it. Another research I found out about is how companies claim or companies or manufacturers claim that their product kills 99.9% of germs. Well, they don't mention that while doing those tests, it's in a controlled environment, so it makes it easier for them to actually kill 99.9% of those um, bacteria, which we know in the real world that's not always the case. So the FDA recommends only to use hand sanitizers if water and soap are not readily available. So we talked about all the benefits, some of the research that I found out about, some of the numbers. So now I'm going to talk about in hand washing and in the work environment. and how it's required in different career fields or work environments to help prevent the spread of germs or bacteria. One of the big ones is the medical career field. You know, you're constantly working with patients, sick patients, healthy patients. So you don't want to, talk to you'll be talking to a sick patient, and next thing you know, you have a healthy patient, and you spread the germs like that. So always wash your hands whenever you can. Another one is the food industry. Um, I know I used to work in a restaurant. I used to work in Danny's. I used to be a dishwasher, and I know how some of those dishes can be dirty. And I've seen some people prep food, and how easily spread germs could be spread. So you always want to make sure you keep your hands clean. I know if you have an establishment or you own a restaurant, the last thing you want is a lawsuit filed against you or something like that. Another thing is I personally work on aircraft, and I always get my hands dirty. So after 8 hour shift, my hands be really dirty. So I always make sure to wash my hands thoroughly, get in between those fingernails. That way, when I get home, if I don't have to touch my pet with dirty hands or anything like that. So going back to wrap it all up, hand soap is by far the safest and the best way from the spread of germs. No matter where you at or where your profession is, why is it essential to keep washing your hands? Simple. It's to stop the spread of bacteria.